Takasago Army is the sixth studio album by Taiwanese black metal band Chthonic, released in 2011. The title is a reference to the Takasago Volunteers in the Imperial Japanese Army, recruited from the Taiwanese aboriginal tribes during World War II. Takasago, Chinese, Japanese, is an ancient Japanese name for Taiwan. This album serves as the final record in Chthonics Soul's Reposed Trilogy. Background. Theme. The album's front cover art depicts a World War II Takasago Army volunteer marking himself as Sidique, an act forbidden by the Japanese, although he is now serving in the Japanese military. This illustrates the conflict many of these soldiers had with their identity as Japanese soldiers and their heritage as Taiwanese Sidique warriors. According to the band's press release statement, this album, Takasago Army, seeks to expose the part of Taiwan's history that the government attempts to cover up through the interior conflict on identity of former Taiwanese soldiers. The album also seeks to showcase the quest of the Taiwanese for values and dignity as human beings, through the tragic roles of the Taiwanese during World War II, bridging the story of the fourth album Sidique Bale, which took place in 1930, and the story of the fifth album Mirror of Retribution, which took place in 1947. The latest album Takasago Army, which recounts the story that occurred from 1940 to 1945, was actually the last puzzle of the Chthonics trilogy. Quote, recording and production. In an interview with Metal Ship, Freddie Lim commented on the band's songwriting process for Takasago Army, saying, "In the early years, we played a kind of metal like the Western kind, and the more we played, the more we put Taiwanese elements into the music, all particularly in the new album Takasago Army. The whole writing philosophy has been changed. We used to write metal, and then add some Taiwanese feelings and emotions. But this time I write Taiwanese songs. Basically they all are Taiwanese songs. Taiwanese folk songs are Taiwanese pop songs. I don't know how to define them. And then Jesse and I made them heavier. Now, we start to have another writing process that is more natural." Quote, Takasago Army was co-produced by Chthonic and Richard Bengtsson. Mastered by Mats Limpan Lindfors. Promotion. Music videos. Music videos have officially been released for the singles Takao, Broken Jade, and Quell the Souls in Singling Temple, respectively. The first video released, Takao, was recorded in one 26-hour session. The video received over 15,000 views during the first few days of its debut on YouTube. Both Takao and Broken Jade were directed by Chang Chi-wen. Headlining tours. Chthonic played a series of headlining shows across Asia in the Chthonic Heavy Armed Tour 2011, which spanned from July 10, 2011 to August 7, 2011. The band donated 10% of the ticket sales made on their Taiwan performance at the Sound Live House to the Taiwanese Old Soldiers Cultural Association. Chthonic, with special guest Randy Blythe of Lamb of God, performed at the Singling Temple in Puli, Taiwan, a historical landmark that is referred to on their albums Takasago Army and Mirror of Retribution. On October 22, 2011, the concert was divinely approved of by the temple's deities and drew in over 1,000 fans from across the world. Supporting tours. Chthonic toured with Arch Enemy, Devil Driver, and Skeleton Witch in the North American Chaos Tour 2011, from September 8, 2011 to October 4, 2011. Chthonic and Kira supported Taurus in the Stand Up Fight Tour through the UK, which began on October 27, 2011, and ended November 17, 2011. Chthonic took part in the Chaos Over Europe Tour with Warbringer and Arch Enemy from December 7, 2011 to December 22, 2011. Track listing. Personnel, as it is listed in the CD liner notes. Chthonic. Freddie. Left face of Maradu. Vocals. Who. Jesse. The Infernal. Guitar. Backing vocals. Doris. Thunder Tears. Bass guitar. Backing vocals. Danny. Azathothean hands. Drums. CJ. Dispersed fingers. Keyboards. Synthesizer. Guest musicians. Sunong Chao. Hana player. Pitero Waka. Man. Paku flute. The Island. Southern Cross. Root Regeneration. Yu Qian. Guest singer. Takao. Chan Yawen. Guest singer. Kaoru. Pitero Waka. Spoken word. Root Regeneration. Production. Doris Ye. Coordinator. Oink Yang De Chen. Artwork. Aling Seng. Photographer. Produced by Chthonic and Richard Bengtsson. Mixed by Richard Bengtsson. Mastered by Mats Limpan Lindfors. Released by Spine Farm Records. Universal Music.